Assalamu alaikum. These words on the board are of utmost importance because when you speak, most of the times you may be making mistakes because you don't know the rules guiding them. What are these words? The first one is the word yadhabani. The second, tadhabani. The third, yadhabuna. And we also have tadhabuna and we have tadhabina. These 5 verb patterns are called al-af'alul khamsa, the 5 verbs. Why do we call these the 5 verbs? This is because these 5 verbs, they have specific rules guiding them that are not guiding other verb patterns. You're going to understand this deeply, but before we go into deep explanation, let me quickly give you the meaning of the following words. The first one, yadhabani, it simply means both of them are going. This is because this is the dual form for the word yadhabu, which means he is going. So if there are 2 he, it will be both of them they are going. The word tadhabani means both of them for females are going. Both of them females are going. Or it could also mean both of you are going for males and females. Now coming to the word yadhabuna, this means all of them are going for males. All of them are going. Then tadhabuna means all of you are going for males. Then lastly we have tadhabina, it means you are going. This is for a female. Single female, you are going. Now, why are these 5 verbs important? This is because their pattern is different. Unlike the word yadhabu, it will be yadhabu in the nominative case, like when I say yadhabu Muhammad or yadhabu Aliyun. Ali is going. In the subjunctive case, it will be lan yadhaba Aliyun. Ali will never go. In the jussive case, it will be lam yadhhab aliyun. Ali did not go. You can see the word yadhhabu, the way it changes is ending from dhamma to fatha and to sukun. But when you look at the word yadhhabuna, yadhhabani, tadhhabina, the whole 5 words that I've given to you, their endings don't take this pattern. You will not see them carrying dhamma at the end, or fatha or sukun. This is why these verbs are important. Now let's come back to this. We said these 5 verbs, yadhabani, tadhabani, yadhabuna, tadhabuna, and tadhabina, they are called the 5 verbs. These 5 verbs, they are not the only verbs. We are only using them as example. Any other verb which falls under this dual form or under the plural form or for the single female second person, they are also included. Like the word yakulani, takulani, yakuluna, takuluna, takulina, and every other verb, they will also fall under this pattern. And what I shall be telling you in the next few minutes, they are also surrounding and involving these verbs. Now the word yakulani and takulani, if they are in the nominative case, like when we have yadhabu Ali, Ali is going, it will be al-waladani yadhabani. The 2 boys are going. The 2 boys are going, yadhabani. Now we can see that there is no dhamma there, even though they are in the nominative case. This is because these 2 verbs, the way they show their own nominative case is different from the other verbs. The way they show theirs is the thubut to noon, the noon that is there. That is what shows that these verbs, nothing has made it to change from the dhamma case, from the nominative case. So when you have yadhabani, it is like the yadhabu. Yadhabu aliyun, al-waladani yadhabani. Now, if we're to have a particle of subjunctive which can change the yadhabu to yadhaba, like when we have lan yadhaba aliyun, here it will be al-waladani lan yadhaba. The 2 boys will not go. What has changed? The noun has been omitted. So you will not see that where yadhabu is carrying fatha, yadhabani and yaf'alani and yakulani, they will not be carrying fatha. Rather, the noon will simply be removed. So we say lan yadhhaba, they both will never go. The same thing for tadhabani. Both of you are going. So it will also be lan tadhaba. Both of you are, and you will never, both of you will never eat lan takula. Can you see this? Now, in the case where the word yadhabu is carried in sukun, like when we had the sentence lam yadhhab aliyun, Ali did not go. In this dual form, it will be al waladani lam yadhhaba. The two boys did not go. This is to say that when the word yadhhabu is carrying sukun, the word yadhhabani and tadhhabani, the noun will simply be removed. Now coming to the word yadhhabuna, the same thing. When it is in a nominative case, it will be al-awladu yadhhabuna. The boys are going, like the al-waladu yadhhabu. Al-awladu yadhhabuna. But if it is in the subjunctive case, that the particle lan or the particle which can change yadhhabu to carry fatha, it will simply be al-awladu lan yadhhabu. The noun will be omitted. The same thing for tadhabu, it will be lan tadhabu. Now, if lam comes before them, a particle which is changed yadhhabu to sukun, that it should be in the jazmu case, it will simply be al-awladu lam yadhhabu and al-awladu lam tadhabu. MashaAllah. Then lastly, the word tadhabina, which means you female, you are going. If it is in a nominative case, it will be al-anti tadhabina. You female, you are going. If it is you will never go, it will be lan tadhabi. The noun will be removed. And if it is with lam, it will be lam tadhabi also. So in conclusion, this af'alul khamsa, the four verbs, the rule guiding them states that all of these verbs, unlike the other patterns of verbs, we do not have this wa, this aliful ithnain, and also aliful ithnatain, and the wawul jama'a, and the ya'ul niswa, and the ya'ul mukhataba. All of these ones, they, in their nominative case, the noun will be there. In the subjunctive case, where a particle that should put them in fatha is coming, the noun will be omitted. And in the jussive case, where lam and particles like in are coming before them, then the noun will also be omitted. For both for all of them. So yadhabuna will become yadhabuna in the nominative case, yadhabu in the subjunctive case, and yadhabu in the jussive case. The same thing goes for all of them. And this, as we move on in our book An-Nahwu al-Wadih, we shall discuss this extensively. Now let's move on. Now the topic of today is al-af'alul khamsa wa i'rabuha, the five verbs and also their grammatical analysis. First, we have al-amthilatu, examples. The first example says al-amilani yashtagilani. The two workers are busy. Second, antuma tashtagilani, both of you are busy. Third, we have al-ummalu yashtagiluna. The workers are busy. Then antum tashtagiluna, you all are busy. Then we have anti tashtagilina, you female, you are busy. This only on this side we have al-amilani lan yashtagila. The two workers will never be busy. Then we have antuma lan tashtagila, both of you will never be busy. Then we have al-umalu lan yashtagilu, we have antum lan tashtagilu, then anti lan tashtagili. Then down here we have in the last column al-amilani lam yashtagila. Then we have al-umal, al-antuma lam tashtagila, al-umalu lam yashtagilu, antum lam tashtagilu, and anti lam tashtagili. Al-bahthu. انظر إلى الأمثلة في الأقسام الثلاثة المتقدمة. Look at the examples in the three different categories we have, in the three sections we have. تجد الفعل المضارع يقع في كل قسم منها على 5 حالات. You will find out that in each of these sections, the present tense verb are appearing in 5 conditions. فهو في الحالة الأولى, in the first condition, متصل بألف تدل على اثنين غائبين. You will find out that the present tense verb is appearing with alif This alif is showing the dualism, that this word is for two. وفي الحالة الثانية, in the second condition, متصل بألف تدل على اثنين مخاطبين. It is also showing with alif, which shows two people that are the second persons. That is the second persons to whom you are speaking. Then the third, وفي الحالة الثالثة, in the third condition, متصل بواو, in the present tense verb, there is an attachment of wa. تدل على جماعة الغائبين. This wa is showing a group of third persons. Then the fourth, we have وفي الحالة الرابعة, in the fourth condition, متصل بواو تدل على جماعة المخاطبين. There is also an attachment of wa, which is showing a group of second persons. And lastly, وفي الحالة الخامسة, in the fifth condition, متصل بياء تدل على المخاطبة. This verb, there is an attachment of ya, which shows the second person female. ومن أجل ذلك, it is with this تسمى الأفعال المضارعة, that this present tense verb في الحالات السابقة بالأفعال الخامسة. In these five conditions, this is the reason why they are called the five verbs. تأمل هذه الأفعال الخامسة في الأقسام الثلاثة. Now you have to ponder over these five verbs in the first section. تجدها في القسم الأول مرفوعة. You will find that in the first section it is coming in the nominative case, or they are coming in nominative case. لأنها لم تسبق بناسب أو جازم, because this present tense verb, they do not appear before or after any of the particles of subjunctive or particles of jussive. وفي القسم الثاني منصوبة. While in the second section, you will find this present tense verb that they are in the subjunctive case. لأنها مسبوقة بأداة نصب, because they are appearing after a particle of what? Nasb, a subjunctive particle. وفي القسم الثالث مجزومة. And in the last column, in the last section, you find them that they are in the jussive case, because لأنها مسبوقة بأداة جزم. You see that each of them are coming after a particle of jussive. ولكن من علامات الرفع والنصب والجزم هنا. Then here, what are the signs of رفع? What are the signs of indicative? What are the signs of nasb, subjunctive? What are the signs of jazm, jussive? إننا إذا تأملنا الأفعال التي معنا. Indeed, if we are to ponder and study the following verbs, لم نجد أثرا للضمة أو الفتحة أو السكون. We would not see any traces of ضمة, فتحة or سكون. ولكننا في حالة الرفع نجد في آخرها نونا ثابتة دائما. The only thing we see is that when the verbs are in the nominative indicative case, you see that the noon are attached to them and they are sticking to them. They are not removed. كما في أمثلة القسم الأول, just as you see it in the first section. ونجد هذه النون محذوفة في حالة النصب والجزم كما في أمثلة القسمين الأخيرين. But you will find out that this noon are being omitted from the verbs in the second and the third sections. فلا بد إذن أن يكون ثبوت النون نائبا عن الضمة. Then here it is a must that the noon, whenever the noon is present in these five verbs, it shows that this noon is the substitute for the dhamma in the other verbs that we have. وَحَذْفُهَا نَائِبًا عَنِ الْفَتْحَةِ وَالسُّكُونِ فِي حَالَةِ النَّصْبِ وَالْجَزْمِ. And this noon, whenever it is omitted from these verbs, it shows that the verbs, the noon is the omission of the noon, that is a substitute for the case of jazm, jussive, and for the case of nasb, subjunctive. So in conclusion, all of these verbs, as we have mentioned earlier, when they are in their indicative case, the noon is appearing. But in the subjunctive and the jussive case, the noon is omitted. Now we have al-qawa'idu, the rule guiding this. The rule states that al-af'alul khamsa, the five verbs, هي كل مضارع اتصلت به ألف اثنين. It is every present tense verb which has an attachment of the alif of dual. Awa with jama'a or wa of plurality. Awiya ummukhotaba or ya for the second person female. Now the second rule states that al-af'al al-khamsa, the 5 verbs, turfa'u bi thubuti nun, they are put in the indicative case by the appearance of the nun. Wa tunsabu wa tujzamu, they are put in the subjunctive case and the jussive case bihadfiha, by the omission of the nun. Now we have tamrinat exercises. These exercises, I'm going to solve few out of them, then you'll be left to solve the others by yourself after explaining to you each of them, inshallah. We have tamrinul awwal, the first exercise. It says udhkuril af'al al-khamsa fi ma yati, mention the 5 verbs in the following. Indicate all of the 5 verbs that appear in the following. Wabayyin alamata i'rabiha, and explain what are the signs of the i'rab. Is it dhamma? Is it fatha? Is it sukun? Is it wa? Is it alif or ya? The first one says antum taquluna ma la taf'alun. You all are saying what you don't do. Why that? The word taquluna and taf'aluna, no doubt they are min af'al al-khamsa, among the 5 verbs. Taquluna, the word, the subotu nun, the nun that is there is the sign of rafa because the word is marfu. The same thing for taf'alun. Number 2, we have ikhtalafa sharikani wa lam yattafiqa. The 2 partners disagreed and they did not agree. So the word yattafiqa, it is the fi'l min af'al al-khamsa, and it is majzum bilam wa alamat jazmihi harfin nun, the nun has been omitted. Number 3, we have lam nara lususa wa hum yasriqun. So we did not see the thieves while they were stealing. Yasriqun, you already know this. So number 4, we have ayu amalin to alijihi tuhsinihi, whichever work you dedicate, you do, you perfect it. Okay, this one, let me solve this one because this one, it has tuhsinihi. So tuhsinihi here, you will see that what? It is majzum also. Then bihadfin nun, masha'Allah. So the others, you can go on and solve it yourself. Tamrin says number 2, we have حول الأفعال المضارع التي في الجمل الآتية من حالة الرفع إلى حالة النصب ثم إلى حالة الجزم. All of the following sentences, look at the present tense verbs that you can see which are among the أفعال الخمسة. Then change it one time to the nasbu case and the other time to the jazmi case. Number 1, we have ar-rajulani yatahaddathani. The 2 men are speaking. So we say ar-rajulani lan yatahaddatha. You remove the nun. Or you say ar-rajulani lam yatahaddatha. This is what you have to do in the following. Tamrin al-thalith, number 3. Number 1 says kawin thalatha jumalin ismiyatan fi kulli minha fi'lun mudari'un marfu'un muttasilun bi alifil ithnain. You are to form 3 sentences. Each of the sentences should be a nominal sentence, and also there should be a present tense verb there that there's an attachment of the alif of dual. An example I will give you: al-waladani yamshiyani. The 2 boys are walking. So this is in the indicative case. Form other examples. The nun should be there. Number 2, we have kawin thalatha jumalin ismiyatan fi kulli minha fi'lun mudari'un marfu'. You have to form 3 sentences. Each of them should also be a nominal sentence having a present tense verb which is in the indicative case muttasilun bi alif ithnatain. This one should have the alif of ithnatain. I will say al-bintani tatahaddathani. The 2 girls are talking. Very easy. So form other examples and use the word tatahaddathani to form them with other words. Number 3, we have kawin thalatha jumalin ismiyatan. Form 3 nominal sentences. Fi kulli minha fi'lun mudari'un mansub. Each of them should have a present tense verb which is in the subjunctive case muttasilun bi wawil jama'a, having wawil jama'a. So how we lose what's on the way from? I will simply say al-awladu lan yal'abu. The boys will never play. So carry the word lan and bring verbs that can work with it. Number 4, we have kawin thalatha jumalin ismiyatan. Form 3 nominal sentences. في كل منها فعل مضارع مجزوم. Each of them should have a present tense verb in the subject, in the jussive case. متصل بياء المخاطبة. An attachment of ya should be done to the verb. An example, I will simply say lan anti lam tadhhabi, you have not gone, or you female, so you can form the likes of these sentences. Moving to Tamrin or Rabi, exercise number 4, it says ضع الأفعال الآتية في جمل تامة مع اتصالها بألف الاثنين مرة وألف الاثنتين مرة أخرى. All of the following verbs, you are to put them in complete sentences. Each of them should have an attachment of the alif of two male, masculine, and the other one should have alif of two feminine. I'm going to give you an example. The word yakulu, I will simply say al-waladani yakulani. The two boys are playing. Second, I will say al-bintani takulani. You can form this for the rest of the words. Tamrin al-Khamis, exercise number 5, it says da'il af'al al-atiya, place the following verbs fi jumalin tammatin, in complete sentences, ma'attisaliha biwawil jama'a, and make these verbs to have an attachment of wa of plurality, marratan, sometimes wa biya il mukhataba, another time it should have the ya of second person female. Example is the word yaqra'u. So first I will simply say al-awladu yaqra'una, the boys are playing. Can you see yaqra'una? And I will say anti taqra'ina. So you can use any of these to form your sentences. MashaAllah. Moving to Tamrin Usadi, exercise number 6, it says ضع جملة فعلية فعلها مضارع في كل مكان خالٍ. Place a present tense, a verbal noun. Place a verbal noun whose verb is a present tense verb in the blank spaces. وبين علامة إعراب الفعل, and indicate, explain what is the sign of the verb. Number 1, we have al-waladani, then we have an-nahru. So I can say al-waladani ya'burani nahra. The two boys are crossing the river. So ya'burani, the case is what? Marfu bithubutin nun. Number 2, we have al-muluku dash al-ulama. I can say al-muluku yu'azzimun al-ulama. The kings are honoring the scholars. So what yu'azzimuna is also marfu, then bithubutin nun. You can solve for the rest of them. Tamrin Usabi, exercise number 7, it says da' makana kalimati tabib. You are to replace the word at-tabib in the following expression. Fil ibarat التي كلمة الطبيبين. Replace it with the word طبيبين sometime, وكلمة الأطباء, and the word أطباء أخرى in another time, مع مراعاة ما يحدث من التغيير في الأفعال, by recognizing what changes in the verbs. First, look at the sentence, the expression. It says يجب على الطبيب أن يلاطف المرضى. It is saying that it is compulsory that the doctor should be lenient towards the sick. وَيُخَفِّفَ عَنْهُمُ الْآلَامَ بِبُشْرِهِ, and he should reduce their pains by his bushr, like by his joy, by his way of approach. وَيَصِفُ لَهُمُ الدَّوَاءَ النَّافِعَ, and he should also explain to them beneficial drugs. وَلَا يَطْمَعُ فِي مَالِهِمْ, and he shouldn't put his mind, he shouldn't covet for their wealth. وَيُسَاعِدُ الْفُقَرَاءَ بِإِلْمِهِ وَمَالِهِ, and the doctor should help the poor people with his wealth and his knowledge. So to exchange the word doctor in this place, you will simply say yajibu ala tabibaini an yulatifa al marada. Can you notice that? Wa yukhaffifa anhumul alama bi bushrihi wa yasifa lahumud dawa an nafi'a wa la yatma'a fi malihim وَيُسَاعِدَ الْفُقَرَاءَ بِعِلْمِهِمَا وَمَالِهِمَا. You can see I'm replacing it with طَبِيبَيْن, and all of the verbs have been changed also. Now to replace it with atiba, I will simply say يَجِبُ عَلَى الْأَطِبَّاءِ أَنْ يُلَاطِفُوا الْمَرْضَى وَيُخَفِّفُوا عَنْهُمُ الْآلَامَ بِبُشْرِهِ وَيَصِفُوا لَهُمُ الدَّوَاءَ النَّافِعَ وَلَا يَطْمَعُوا فِي مَالِهِمْ وَيُسَاعِدُوا الْفُقَرَاءَ بِعِلْمِهِمْ وَمَالِهِمْ. MashaAllah. Now moving to تمرين في الإنشاء. Here we have اكتب عبارة لا تقل عن 3 أسطر فيما يعلمه أخواك صباح كل يوم من وقت استيقاظهما من النوم إلى أن يذهبا إلى المدرسة. You are to form an expression. You are to write an expression. This expression shouldn't be more than 3 lines, or shouldn't be lesser than 3 lines, explaining what your 2 brothers usually do since from the time of waking up in the morning until they leave for school. So you know how to explain this. You can simply start by saying akhawaya yastayqidhani qabla salat aw qubayla salat al-fajr. My 2 brothers usually wake up shortly before fajr. Thumma yatawadda'ani. Then they perform the ablution. وَيَذْهَبَانِ إِلَى الْمَسْجِدِ. And they both go to the mosque. وَلَنْ يَعُودَا حَتَّى يَقْرَأَ الْقُرْآنَ. And both of them don't return until they recite the Quran. وَإِذَا رَجَعَا. And when they return, يَسْتَهِمَّانِ. They both bath. ثُمَّ يَأْخُذَانِ حَكِيبَتَيْهِمَا. Then they take their 2 bags. وَيَذْهَبَانِ إِلَى الْمَدْرَسَةِ. And they go to the school. So you can form your own. Now, it says, اكتب العبارة مرة ثانية. Now this same expression that you have done, rewrite it again. وَابْدَئِهِمَا بِكَلِمَةِ إِخْوَةِ. Now you're going to be writing it using the word إخوة, brothers generally now. مَعَ مُرَاعَةِ مَا يَحْدُثُ بِكَلِمَاتِهَا مِنَ التَّغْيِيرِ. Then notice what you are going to change in the expression. Now I can also start and say إخوتي يستيقظون. Not يستيقظون again. It is now يستيقظون قبيل صلاة الفجر. ثم يتوضؤون. Not يتوضؤان again. ويذهبون إلى المسجد. And you go to the mosque. وَلَنْ يَعُودُوا حَتَّى يَقْرَأُوا الْقُرْآنَ. Can you see? MashaAllah. So form yours. Lastly, we have Tamarin of Europe, exercise on grammatical analysis. Namuzad, we have a sample. It says Al-Awladu Al-Abuna. The boys are playing. The word Al-Awladu is what? Mubtada. MashaAllah. Marfu' wa alamatu raf'ihi ad-dumma. Then the word Al-Abuna is Fa'ilun Mudari'un Marfu' wa alamatu raf'ihi thubutun nun. MashaAllah. Now Walwa Fa'ilun Mabniyu al-Sukun fi mahalli raf'in. Now, أعرب الجملتين الآتيتين. You are to analyze your own sentences. This one says التجار يربحون. The traders are making profits. So التجار is مبتدا مرفوع علامة رفعه الضمة. يربحون, the same thing with what? يلعبون. Number 2, we have أنت تحذبين الأطفال. You female, you are training the children. So you say أنت is also the مبتدا. تحذبين is فعل مضارع فعل مضارع مرفوع علامة رفعه ثبوت النون. والياء فاعل علامة رفعه فاعل مبني على السكون في محل رفع. Then الأطفال مفعول به منصوب وعلامة نصبه الفتحة الظاهرة. With this we come to the end of this lesson. We ask Almighty Allah to bless our knowledge. Don't forget to like, share with your friends, drop a comment in the comment section, and do not forget to hit on the join button to get members only content. Until we take jazakumullahu khairan. Wassalamu alaikum.